so good that they're a little complacent, and that makes me
Ah,
concerned because China.
okay, right.
That's like the
Okay.
big story
Yeah.
there.
China's the big story here. This is why she thinks she's an expert. She came here and she had dinner with some friends. That's what a New York article is. She clearly conned the New York Times into taking a vacation here and then wrote this tiny little fluff piece of just going, yes, I was just talking to some friends there and they seemed, a little bit relaxed. That's cool, isn't it? You shouldn't be working for the New York Times. You should be working for Getaway.
They're enormously dependent on China economically,
Mhm.
and they love having that money. But they seem to be a little bit like sleepwalking through history and not, at least some people that I spoke to.
You barely talk to anyone of significance. You talk to apparently one person from a think tank, and the rest of the time you spent at the Ivy. When it comes to China, the Liberal government has just followed exactly what the Americans want. That is not a wise policy, especially because the global economic power structure is shifting. China, whether you like it or not, is going to be, think about this, just 10 years from now, they are likely to be worth double the GDP of the US. And yet the US is sitting there just going, you have to be basically a client state of the US. And to put you in check, we've got a couple of boats floating around you. A country that is twice as economically rich. That'll contain you. Couple of dinkers. It is going back to the old hegemony days before there was the Industrial Revolution. And look, I didn't wish that was happening, but it is. And the Liberal government have just been completely ignoring that. And then every time that the Americans say, like, oh yeah, you just need to put up a boat there to show China who's boss. Hey, isn't that the Philippines? The global economic power is shifting. China is going to be the head of Asia. Now, you would think that if you were Australia, you would be doing everything you possibly can to engage them about how to write up the rules of this new world order. The Liberal government have been sitting there following exactly what the Americans say, which is like, yeah, we'll set up some naval bases here. Yeah, we'll provoke them into combat into the South China Sea. And then the Liberal government, because they aren't leaders, they are just a bunch of corporate consultants that are used to taking orders from other people and then pretending that like they're in charge. They sit there and they just go, well, you helped us out in World War II, and I don't think we've repaid that enough yet. But the rational approach would be to sit down with China and all the other Asian countries and say, this is the path forward for how this new world order should be looking. So we have a say in how those rules are written, because the rules are going to be written with or without us. So she's kind of right in that she's saying that we're sleepwalking through history, but she's saying that we need to be more combative to China. Ridiculous. Here's a good idea. Just like how we banned Gavin McInnes for being a dangerous American influence, we banned you. Your ideas are terrible. See, it just got me all riled up, and now I can't get into the thing that I wanted to do this video about, which is the fact that